am Ash, and this is Saf, and we're here in Dragonheir Silent Gods. Thank you, Dragonheir, for making this channel possible. Saf, welcome back, man. How you doing? How you been? How you living?
Yeah, doing good. We're going to be talking about some healers today, which I'm really excited for, because healing is one of the most important things about keeping your team alive. So I'm really excited to talk about them today.
Absolutely, man. Like, I guess playing to that point before we jump into our top 5, we have them ranked in order from 5 all the way to 1. And the good news is we have 3 on our account, Saf. We have 3 of the top 5.
We do.
So I'm pumped. But a very general question is, and you kind of alluded to it a little bit there, but in Dragonheir Silent Gods, for beginners out there like yours truly, how important is having a healer on a well-built team? Like, is it a must on basically almost every team, or is it something you can kind of get by without depending on the configuration?
Most of the time, I would say like 8 out of 10 times, you're going to want a healer.
You're going to want a healer.
Some form of healing. It doesn't necessarily need to be like a purely dedicated healer. Sometimes you can get away with like using some artifact sets and gear sets to kind of like get your way through it, but 9 times out of 10 there needs to be some form of healing on your team. Otherwise your tanks are going to die, and then you're not going to really see the success of your team. So absolutely, it's important. It's a crucial part of team building.
Healing's important. You heard it here, guys. That's it. That's our pro tip for you. I will say, dude, the filter and sort section of this gallery is really good in this game, man. It's really good because I can go right down to healing. I can hit confirm, and I can see all the healers in the game. So who's number 5, the 5th best healer in Season 1 Dragonheir Silent Gods?
Yeah, so I've gone for Jillian here. Now, some people might argue that Jillian is a little bit better, but my personal experience with Jillian is you need to build, and she becomes stronger the later in the game you get. Because early in the game, Enlightenment's not exactly a stat that you can invest super heavily in. And she really benefits a lot from the skill haste and the Enlightenment stats to really get her healing going. But she got a pretty good sort of healing set, damage reduction, which is really nice. And then a very big AoE heal where we get like 15% of the target's maximum HP with Enlightenment and some defense up and a Dispelling 1 debuff. So
wow, she has a lot, man.
A lot, yeah.
So she's cleansing a bit. She's got increased defense. She's got damage mitigation and the heals. Wow.
Yeah, the battle skill is only for a single target, which is okay so long as your defense, like your tank is taking all of it.
Okay.
So she can keep the tank alive a bit better. But obviously, if you're taking in sort of AoE damage, then she can become overwhelmed a little bit based on the battle skill. But yeah, really solid healer. Easily could be higher up the list. But I just feel like because you need a lot more Enlightenment to really scale her, that can be a bit of a down.
Super dumb question here, but as a noob in the game, it's my job to ask them. Healing. How smart is the healing AI in this game? In other words, like are they going to prioritize the ally with the lowest HP? Or are they going to prioritize who they're closest to, proximity wise, or tanks, or like how does that work?
Most of the time, it's based on lowest HP, unless it says otherwise. You can see on the battle skill, for example, for Jillian there, she specifically says, "I'll heal the ally with the lowest
HP." Right there, yeah, makes sense.
It's quite logical.
Yes.
But if you've got a very tanky champion like your tank, and then you take 1 AoE spell, well, that means that ability is going to go a bit haywire because it's got to go and heal some squishier people in the back line.
Squishier first, which is ideal still, in a lot of, I guess in some situations, as long as the tank stays alive. Okay, who's number 4, Saf? Who we have number 4 healer?
This is going to shock everyone who's been playing this game so far. It is a common.
A
common champion, and we're going to be talking about Meredith.
That's crazy.
A common champion, and what's really great about a common champion is you don't need to book them. One of the biggest problems with Jillian is you need to book her to get her cooldowns down to a reasonable level. You don't need to do this here. And surprisingly, Meredith just pumps an incredible amount of healing. Like, we don't need Enlightenment here. This is what I was saying about the Enlightenment. With Jillian, it's 15% plus Enlightenment. Here, it's 25%. So this heal is 10% stronger from the base.
Wow.
Yes, the cooldowns are a little bit long, 24 seconds, not great, but you can load her up with a bit of skill haste, and her passive then instantly just boosts all of her healing output, which is really, really good. So she actually ends up performing to epic quality comfortably, really well. So and doesn't require much investment. So
a low investment common that provides epic like healing seems really strong, especially in the early game.
Yes. Absolutely. Right. You will find that she's probably someone you would pick up, maybe take her to 70, keep her around. She's actually quite useful. She will outperform a lot of healers you wouldn't believe.
Okay, dude, I love that. I was like, I hope he includes a rare or 2. I know he's gonna have 1 in there, but I was not expecting a common, Saf. All right,
yeah, I know.
Number
Crazy,
3.
Right?
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. Number 3. I was hoping it wouldn't be like all legendaries. So far so good. Who's number 3 on the list?
Number 3 is actually a rare.
Okay, Hexandra.
Hexandra. This is a rare that I think most people will naturally pick up and want to use because, again, she is a very strong healer, very good passive, which boosts the quality of the heal if they're low health. So you get like a kind of a giga charged heal. We get a dispel of a debuff on a battle skill, which means the thing about battle skills is they're a much less cooldown, like 10 seconds rather than the full 20 seconds. So you get a bit more consistency, but they tend to be more single target. Again, it's a bit of a weird multiplier because it's based on enlightenment attack. But again, her ultimate is 20%. It doesn't require enlightenment. So from an early game perspective, it's much easier to build because enlightenment's a stat that you will get as you progress towards the mid game and get them up to beyond sort of level 70 and rank 5 and rank 4. That's where enlightenment really can be built. Early game is hard to get a lot of enlightenment.
Hexandra was my main healer my first time through the campaign in the game, so I have a healthy appreciation for her. Just like really strong and consistent heals, to your point. I will ask though, in this game, is it similar to Raid in where in an ideal world it'd be based on the caster's HP, max HP versus the targets on heals?
Sort of long-term enlightenment scaling is better because like we know, target, if you've got 20,000 max HP, well, that heal is going to be weaker, whereas enlightenment is all based on a stat that you can control.
You can control on the caster.
Yeah. So long-term enlightenment, but in the short term, it doesn't hurt to have the target's max HP either. It means that there's less build pressure to have a target max HP. I don't actually think, by the way, that they do like
wearers or caster's self HP. Got you.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Okay, so we have 2 left on our list here. Answer me this first. Are there any rares left on the list?
There's some good shout outs.
Okay, well, that's what I was going to ask. I think I remember you saying that Megan is actually really good in a previous for an honorable mention.
We have the element system, so you can't exactly have healers from any element. You have to make them fit to the team that you're building, and there's not that many necrosis healers at all. There's a legendary, and then there's Megan. Pretty much. So
okay.
You kind
so
of
by necessity, I got you.
Estella's not bad, but she's had like 2 or 3 reworks. The epic Estella, she's had like 2 or 3 adjustments to try and get her up to a good position, but she's much more of a single target. Whereas at least with Megan, you get some AoE healing. You get some pretty good healing in as well from someone like Ayia. It's a very good rare. But her healing is based on a buff continuous heal. So Ayia on the rare, that's the lightning rare. What's really good about Ayia is the ultimate ability cleanses 1 debuff, and then you get this recovery over time. So it's a bit like continuous heals, more than it is direct healing. So it's a slightly different angle. But if you need like a heal cleanser, that would be a bit better than Hexandra, for example.
All right, so we're going into the top 2 here.
Top 2.
Who's number 2?
Now, both of these are not supports. I know we said we would be looking at supports. Both of these are not supports. Number 2 is probably Garius. Some would argue it's number 1, but I'm going to put it at number 2 here, purely on the healing power.
Talked a lot about this guy, and we built him too, so I love that our tanky defender is also our number 2 healer.
He probably becomes a number 1 when you get the Gatekeeper Staff artifact, because then you get that shield on top of the heal, so it becomes a much more powerful heal. But this heal here is one of the strongest heals in the entire game. It's so powerful. It's going to heal all allies by 600% of his defense. Keep in mind, we were looking at 20% max HP. Well, 600 defense is a big heal.
That's insane, right? Yeah.
It's a massive heal. When you consider his passive also gives him an extra 40% or something of his defense, right? 2% times 20, so he gets another 40% on it as well. It pretty much full heals your team.
Wow.
If you build him properly. When you put the Gatekeeper Staff artifact, any excess healing now becomes a shield. So you get even more. You kind of push them up. So.
All right. We love Garius here on the channel. Hopefully you guys get your hands on him or already have him as well in your accounts. So we haven't talked about any only 1 legendary so far on the list. Is your number 1 choice for this video a legendary or a different rarity?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Ayia. This one, another tank, mainly because when the ultimate goes off, the healing is just obnoxious.
Dispels all debuffs from all allies, debuff immunity for 10 seconds, and then a heal, targets max HP plus the enlightenment 400% multiplier for every 0.5 seconds for 5 seconds, so 10 times.
If you work out the basic math here, so that you get in 10 seconds or 10 procs of 400% healing, which is a 4,000 enlightenment heal. Plus a full debuff immunity and dispel.
Yes. And the max HP. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's really good about this is if you get an artifact called I can't remember exactly what it's called, it's a horn. Every time you heal someone, you gain 5% damage. So she pretty much is going to give everyone 15% damage healing as well. And she's got that acid there.
Yeah, you can power up her own heals even more for every debuff. And I noticed on her battle skill too, she's healing everybody again. She's just like, she doesn't stop, huh?
I've actually tried to kill Nasilia in arena once and I gave up. It was impossible. It's just too much healing.
That is insane.
Really
okay.
strong.
All right. All right.
And she can act as a defense champion as well, so you can make her a tank because you could build her with high defense and just put her in the front line.
Well, that's insane. Any other legendary honorables that almost made the list?
Mithrasia makes the honorable mention because she's one of the few champions that can revive. Which is very frustrating to fight.
Okay, okay.
So,
we'll talk about revive in this game in a follow-up video, a little teaser for the people out there, Saf.
Yeah.
But that is it. That is our definitive list of the top 5 healers for Season 1 Dragonheir Silent Gods. Any final thoughts here, Saf, or you want to go work on our Defenders video coming up next at you guys?
Yeah, I think people will struggle sometimes with finding enough supports for their teams, especially as you get through it. But the good thing to note, I think, is like we've pointed out in this video, it doesn't have to be golden to be really good. Even champions like Quarion I've used to great success, Kaleido. These are, they're not the world's best healers. They're not the best, but they still can do a very good job.
Yep.
Exactly.
All right. All right. Well, on that note, guys, thank you for watching till the end. Let us know if you have any of these healers. If so, do you use them? Who else do you use? Let us know in the comments below. Much love. And as always, take care, guys.